what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Keke Palmer triggers modern women everywhere, and even some men, after admitting that she's willing to work through a man cheating on her on some conditions. You're going to want to listen to this, especially to my men out there who are dating right now. It's crazy times. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
If you were married,
Okay.
10 years, kids, and then in the 10th year you get cheated on, are you leaving?
It depends on if he's showing me contrition or not. Why did this happen? Why didn't you talk to me? Was there a problem in our marriage, or is there a problem going on with you? Is this a midlife crisis? Is this something that you know, I need to understand what's going on. But I do think that forgiveness is a major part of love. A lot of people don't want to admit that. Now, I'm not saying you need to be forgiving a dude every dang on day. You know what I'm saying? For something major, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to set your boundary lines and whatever your hard lines are. But I feel like I have learned throughout my life, because I've cut a lot of people off. I'm one of those people that's like, you did me wrong, you've hurt me, we're done. Number change, you're blocked. Yeah. And I've learned that that's not right. I've lost a lot of people, or I have just found myself very alone, because it's like, well, girl, somebody gonna hurt you once or twice, like including your mama and your daddy and your family members. Like, you're gonna be hurt by people because people are not perfect.
Woo. There you guys go. You heard it for yourself. Now, Keke Palmer says some things here that I know upset a lot of people. We're going to get into these comments. But before I do, I want to remind you guys that I've said this many a times. I've reminded men out here. This conversation is particularly for men who are out here dating, value exclusivity in their relationship, still potentially see themselves getting married, protect yourself, prenups, whatever you want to do. Those men do exist, as much as the guys who don't want them to exist, I don't know, for whatever reason. But they do exist, and it's the majority of men out here. Listen up. This is very important. If you're a guy out here and you are aware about the current state of the dating market, how backwards relationships and perception of a man and a woman really are, what they value when it comes to a relationship, you need to make sure that you pay very close attention to what that woman values in a family, in a relationship. You have to make sure that you find the type of woman who values the unity and the well-being of the family community that you build as a whole over loyalty to her. In short, find a woman who's willing to forgive infidelity. Oh, I know, you're mad. You're big mad. And there's two types of people who are angry about that statement. First, it's the women, right? It's the women who say, why don't you just encourage men not to cheat? Men shouldn't cheat, but they have, and many of them will. Listen, the most dangerous types of people out here when it comes to this topic, and men, are the type of men who get on platforms and say, men should never cheat, right? They're wrong for cheating. A couple of stories we've kind of reacted to on this channel recently. DJ Envy, who goes around bashing male empowering podcasts and things like that. Well, he doesn't go around bashing it, but he doesn't support it very much. I just did a video about him. And you have Derek Jackson out here writing 3-part books about a cheating heart, a man with the cheat, or some shit like that. And you find out he's cheated on his wife with over 100 women. Those are the men who women want to listen to, and those are the men who even some men want to listen to. Why? Because it sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds good. But the truth is, most men are overly confident about their ability to stay loyal in the future. Does this mean that I'm saying that men shouldn't strive to be their best, have discipline sexually? No, you should do that as a man. That should be what you strive for. But do things happen? Yes. Are you perfect? No. Is that an excuse? No. This is life we're talking about here. And here you're going to get the real, man. You're going to get coffee. And this is where you, as a man, you want to pay attention to what women do and not what they say. Though a bunch of women will get out here and say, no one should take somebody else back for cheating. No one should do this. A lot of women do. A lot of women do, who value the unity of that family. And they know that, hey, this is something we can work through. And that man isn't in love and trying to start a family with another. Listen, these women know this. And the most hurt women are the ones who dealt with somebody who was like a chronic cheater, right? Like the Derek Jackson type situation. This is the truth. If you're a guy today The best thing you can do is, of course, discipline yourself sexually, but things might happen, bro. Yes, you might make mistakes, and you need the type of woman who understands that. Oh, but cheating's not a mistake. Shut up. Shut up. These things happen, and trust me, it's a lot easier for a woman to get over infidelity than a man getting over it. A lot easier. Here's another thing that you should be open to. Women cheat too, and they cheat a lot. You as a man should be aware that that may happen in your relationship. And chances are, if a woman cheats on you, to most men, the type of person who they will be after that is probably way too toxic to continue that relationship. You think you forgive her. You be praying to God, asking you to forgive her, but you're going to take it out on her. Yes. Women forgive infidelity a lot easier than men. Here's another controversial point. And I've said this plenty of times, but these points trigger people, even though we know this is the reality of the situation. The more successful you are as a man, the more a woman will value your loyalty. Oh, but it's not fair. Life's not fair. Life's not fair. So what does that mean? And I'm not talking to guys out here who don't think that their money should have any effect on how that woman perceives them. They live in a false sense of reality, right? A lot of those guys who sit there and go, I shouldn't have to make more money for her to respect me. It matters. It matters.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Listen, guys, I'm not talking about some chick who's like a gold digger. I'm talking about even your average girl who's feminine, submissive, etc. Yes, her love for you is also dependent on your burden of performance as a man. This is the RP. These are the bitter truths about female nature. This is how it works. And what I'm sharing right now are also bitter truths about male nature that women have a hard time accepting. So, again, if you're somebody who values relationships, marriages in the future, find a woman who's willing to value community and being able to work through that. And also, you as a man should work very hard to make sure that you're the best version of yourself. And guys who shut down the message of self-improvement, which they do, and I'm going harder with that now and in future videos, I just block you, man. I'm tired of, my block list is long. I don't even argue. My block list is long on this channel. If you're somebody who complains about improving yourself, go ahead, you know what I mean? And I read my comments, so I just know it's coming. But listen, Keke Palmer, as far as mindset when it comes to this type of situation, this matters. And you want a woman who embraces this mindset, right? And a guy may say, well, how would I even find that out? So this is how it would work practically. And I'm assuming if you've gotten this far into the video, then you're interested in how you would play that out. You want to make sure that the ball is always in the woman's court, as in she's the one who always wants to advance things in a relationship. So for example, you don't want to be the guy who's saying, hey, I really want to take this to the next level. Can we get in a relationship? You don't want to be that guy. You always want the woman to initiate proposing, taking the relationship to the next level, even if that's what you want yourself. And this is because it puts you in a position where you can be honest about what you expect. For example, let's say you're dating a chick and she's like, hey, I'm done with the dating apps. I want to be exclusive with you. I want to get serious. This is the moment where this is like prime moment for you to bring up your expectations in a relationship. Not in a way of this is what you need to do, but in a way of, hey, that sounds cool and all, but I'm not an easy person to date, and if you do want to be exclusive and take this relationship to the next level and be serious, etc., I have some expectations for the type of woman I want to be with. And you have to decide if that's who you want to be. Well, what are those? Lay them out. Listen, I don't believe in girls' trips. I believe in you going out on friends with guys, going out on dates with guys. My bad. What else? All the stuff we talk about that a lot of modern women think is okay. Posting half-naked photos and thirst traps online. And I'm not saying your girl can't dress sexy, right? I'm not saying she can't wear like a short skirt and show some cleavage, but you guys know what I'm talking about. There's some crazy shit happening out here online. And then things might progress to the possibility of marriage, etc. And that's when you might want to bring up like your perspective on the whole relationship thing. Hey, I need the type of woman who values the community of the family over loyalty to her. She says, what do you mean by that? Explain what you mean. In a situation where, like Keke Palmer said, where they asked her whether a man cheated, would you be willing to forgive if it wasn't something that's consistent? Listen, every person's always who's against what Keke Palmer said is always going to paint the situation like these guys are cheating. He's doing the Derek Jackson thing. Don't allow people to take your perception in this conversation to extremes. She says, set your boundaries. Know what you're willing to put up with and what you're not. You as a man also can bring this up in a very direct and practical way. And if she says, no, I'm not willing to do that, cool. I guess, this is as far as we're willing to go, right? A lot of women really never get approached practically. A lot of men don't understand that they have a lot more leverage than they think, depending on how they frame a relationship in the beginning in most cases. Let's check out a few of these comments, man, and see what the people have to say. First comment here says, very mature, ... Still couldn't be me though. 22.5K likes. So 22,000 women don't agree with what Keke Palmer said. Are you surprised? No, most of them are not going to be in successful marriages. Here's another comment that says, absolutely, after I cheat back, right? Is you're a single woman there talking like that. See, you wouldn't want these chicks anyways. You know what's funny about this conversation is it's also framed in the context that like you assume the man is going to be the one cheating. These women are out here cheating, bro. These women are out here cheating. Okay, now the comment says it's not about forgiveness when it comes to cheating. It's about trust. I would never trust them again and will be paranoid of happening again. See, she's paranoid because she thinks, a lot of women today don't understand. She's paranoid because she thinks when a man cheats, he's sitting there thinking of dreaming and starting a relationship with the other woman. If that's you as a man, then yeah, the chick should leave you. But in a lot of these cases, the type of situations I'm talking about, the guy hopes she gets hit by a truck. Another comment here says, I can't forgive someone who broke my trust because they could never rebuild it. Another comment here says, I don't think we talk enough about how intelligent Keke is. I'm starting to realize that. 23K likes. Here's another comment that says, she's right though. People will hurt you. Just have a boundary. Another comment here says, I left after 20 years. So yes, boy, bye. All right, divorced woman here. Another comment here says, everyone gonna say no, but when it happens to you, it's different. That's the thing. That's the thing. And you'd be surprised how many women have worked, how many like grandparents who have built lineages and large communities and big families have worked through infidelity. A lot of them did. Here's another comment that says, laugh out loud. I would rather be alone than unhappy. Don't worry, you will be. Here's another comment that says, ask a man, would he leave after 10 years with kids? Here's another chick who thinks men are like women. Another comment here from another woman says, if he was willing to risk it all, why should I value the relationship when he didn't? Why is that my burden? Bye. So again, this woman thinks men are like women, that they show loyalty through who they sleep with, and it just doesn't work the same way. Here's another comment that says, in other words, she don't like being alone, right? Shame in sign language right there. So final comment here. I thought this was interesting. All right, pay attention to this. First comment here says, I think this question should be asked to someone who is actually married and would like their perspective rather than someone who's not married. So this chick's like, I want to talk to a married person. Watch this. A married woman responds and says, I'm married and I agree with her. They don't like that.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
I'm married and I agree with her. This lady says, now, if it was many times many women, then forgive and divorce, but we're still having a conversation. So again, guys, are there women out here there who are willing to forgive their men? Yes. And do they understand that their men will probably not forgive them? Yes. That's what you want. I said it. That's what you want. And she responds, this is hilarious. She says, correction. I want to hear from someone who's actually been married for 10 plus years, for 10 years plus, she says, would like to hear their response. So this should tell you right here that she did not actually want to hear the truth. She just wanted to say something that she thought was true, that, oh, married people aren't going through this or haven't forgiven infidelity, married women in specific. And the chick responded, the actual wife responded and says, I've been with my partner for 15, married 3. The laughing emojis. If they cheat, I wouldn't divorce so quickly.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
I know she didn't like that. How do I know? Because she didn't reply. Listen, guys, as always, I'm curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.